Hello friends, and once again welcome to BAQSolutions.com with my business partner Ala Contact. My name is Amit, and as we have been working on implementing Oracle Enterprise Planning and Budgeting various modules, in today's example I'm going to show you how to implement project financial planning. So this is scenario number 13, and in which I'm going to show you how time and material project can be added, and subsequently you can associate one employee, and employee expenses would in turn attach with the project expenses. Let's see this slide. So this is going to be an interesting scenario. This is what my requirement. I need to add one new project for time and material, and this project is for EPBCS implementation. This is a 1 month assignment, and in a given month there are 22 days. This is what our assumption. So let's get started. We start with log into your Oracle Cloud instance, and you find a card and cluster. We already implement project financial planning in the previous module, and therefore you find over here card. Click on project, and you have a first option called project summary. So step 1, I'm going to add new project. Let me write the step over here, add new project. So I go to project detail, and we're going to add new project. And this project is, I would be naming it as EPBCS implementation, and this is 1 month project. So assume one-month project. So I put dates over here. You could select date from calendar, follow this calendar wizard. This is a time and material project, time and material. So I say, I would be more precise, time and material project, and the revenue would be recognized on monthly basis. So we build it on monthly basis, and every month when you raise an invoice, this is going to be materialized next month. So your cash stagger would be next month, right? This is our assumption. So we added one project, time and material, but this is step number 1. Followed by this, once your project got added, the next step, in order to perform any activity on the project, it should logically be approved. So I'm going to change the project status to approved. So let's change the status to approved, and then you can in turn define other project properties, project description. In the previous scenario, I explained how you can add a custom project properties. When you scroll to the right, you can define project properties, project rank, efforts, cost, benefit, market risk, and so on. I'm going to keep it as a default for now. And once your project got added, let's define an assumptions. So step 3, we define assumptions. So my assumption in this case, I'm going to add X types of expenses, only labor expense. Probably in subsequent example, I show you material and equipment expenses as well. This is a labor expense, as we are hiring a project manager. So this labor expense pertaining to project manager. As you see, there's a job title called project manager, and you have an option to define an hourly rate. The hourly rate would be on-site, offshore, or standard rates, right? You can select any one of these options. So we define an hourly rate for project manager. It's $40 for standard, and you can change it for offshore and onshore rate as you need. And this project manager job title coming from your workforce planning. So this is the point where your workforce planning and your project planning integrates. As we already defined this assumption value, you can change it. Just click on this and you can change hourly rate what you want. The next step, you define working days and hours. So if you define working days and hours, you can define custom assumption value. In case you don't define, the default would be considered as default days would be 22 days, and all calculation would be taken place accordingly. So it is like 176 total hours. It would be billed for 176 hours, right? I'm going to leave it as a default. Once you define all these things, all the assumption, the next step, I'm going to associate expenses with the project. So associate expenses. Okay, so the only kind of expense I'm going to associate in this example is the labor expense. And labor expense is basically a project manager. So go to expenses, define your assumptions. There's an option, your driver based assumption, driver based. Select your project over here. So my project is enterprise planning, budgeting, implementation. This is a contract project. Time and material, select your project name. EPBCS implementation. Okay. And define the various options. So this phase is optional. I'm going to define this as a design phase. The job title would be project manager because we have defined all the assumption value for project manager. So I select project manager, and then you can enter associate and employee. The list of employees again coming from your workforce module. As we discussed, this is a 1 month assignment, so you can select date from calendar, right? Or you can manually input this as well. I got both the options. So I can input date. So it will render for 22 days. Your billing. It would be easy for us to calculate. This is full-time equivalent is one. Location, skill set. This is optional. Assignment type, you can say it's on-site, offshore, or billable or non-billable. So I'm going to define is on-site. So whatever compensate rate defined for on-site, it will be taken. You define all the assumption values for labor, and then you can run the calculation. Associate associate expenses. This is labor expense, and finally I calculate project expense. So there's an option action, calculate expense. Select your project, click on launch. Now only project labor cost to be calculated, right? For 176 hours multiplied by hourly rate. Whatever hourly rate we have, I think we have 40 hourly rate, the one which we have taken a snapshot. So this is going to be our total expense. Okay, we haven't taken a snapshot. So whatever hours come, multiply by hourly rate, I think it is 40. This is the value to be calculated as a project expense. 176 multiplied by 40. So you see, this is what we calculated, 176 multiplied 40, 7040. This is project expenses. You see it is calculated, and because we consider this is only 1 month billing, so you see the calculation will be taken place only for 1 month, right? And there it justify how calculation took place. 22 days, which is default, multiply by 8 hours a day, multiply by $40 per hour. This is going to be 7040, right? You can see the detailed information about these expenses. There's an internal option called project expenses. So in this example, we have only labor expense. In case you have material, equipment expense, that can be seen as well. That's it. So all this information you see in project summary, it automatically populated, and whatever calculation we have done, you can see over here 22 days into 8 hours, 176 hours, and total expenses 7040. This is all direct expense. In case you want to override a default assumption, you can do this. Assume I'm going to override number of working days as 23 days. So our whole calculation would be changed, right? I'm going to change override the default assumption for FI18, 40 hours per week and 23 days, right? Because every time you change the assumption, you need to recalculate expenses. Now 23 into 8 hours, 184 hours. This is 184 hours multiplied by 40. So 7360 would be total expense, right? Go to your expenses and you should recalculate your expenses. Standard rate for labor, click on action, and recalculate your expense. Make sure you select your right project. No project is default. Select your contract project, time and material. EPBCS implementation. Recalculate. So 7040 is the old value. Click on action and calculate expense. That's it. And new value is 7360. 7360. You can calculate it once again. 184 into 40. 184 hours multiplied by 40. 7360. That's it. So all your expenses would be shown under project summary. So you see your dashboard gets populated with total revenue 7360, billable 100% billable billing hours 184, and so on. So we will continue talking about more advanced scenario in subsequent session. That's it for today. Should you have more questions, please write to us bipsolutions.com. Thank you.